in order to be seen by them, for then you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Now, it's important to keep in mind that at the time of our Lord, at the time that this was being written, the custom of the Jewish people was that their religious practices were very open. In other words, their society was very religious, so it was commonplace to practice your religion openly, even in the manner in which you dressed. You know, some of you, even today, sometimes we see these Orthodox Jews and everything about the way they dress with their, broad-rimmed black hats and all of these things. It kind of, everything points to their religion. So they weren't afraid to practice their religion publicly. In fact, if somebody didn't manifest their religious views publicly or their religious appearance or practices, then they would be looked down upon. And so it's not surprising that sometimes certain individuals would want to make a great show of being prayerful or being pious in society in order to gain sort of acclaim and the applaud of men, basically. And this is what our Lord is saying. What is the motive in your heart when you do these religious practices? Now, it's important to keep in mind that in today's culture, things are very different. Even though we're Catholics, many Catholics, they're kind of shy about their faith. They don't want to manifest their faith openly or publicly. When they're here in church, sure, there's nothing wrong with that, and they go along with the flow because everybody else is praying, everybody else is trying to be pious, so there's nothing wrong with that. But when they're out in the world, that's when they tend to be shy about their faith. So, for example, some people will not say grace before meals in a restaurant, or they won't make the sign of the cross, or maybe they'll just kind of do kind of a little miniature sign of the cross so nobody really notices that they're Catholics. They're afraid that they will be looked down upon, that they may be thought of in a negative light because they are Catholics. Or same as when it comes to the life chain. I think one of the reasons that many Catholics do not come out is because they're afraid that somebody driving by will see them and recognize them as somebody they know. And they don't want to be seen as a pro-life Catholic, which is very, very unfortunate. So we need to manifest our faith. Now, basically, whether we lived at the time of our Lord or whether we are living in today's age, what our Lord is really addressing is that be more concerned about God, how God views you, as opposed to how human beings view you. So in both cases, the fault of the human beings is that they want to be esteemed and accepted by their peers. So at the time of our Lord, that meant manifesting religious attitudes publicly. Today, it means hiding those things. In other words, just kind of going with the flow and telling bad jokes if your friends are telling bad jokes, swearing if your friends swear. In other words, just doing what everybody else is doing so that you're accepted. Very wrong attitude. So no, we need to proclaim the truth. And we need to give witness to the truth by how we manifest our lives, how we interact with the people around us. This is so, so important. So the disposition of our heart is important. Let us not seek the esteem of men or their approval, or to prevent them from kind of ridiculing us or criticizing us. Let us not be afraid of those things, but rather let us be bold. Let us be strong in our faith. Let us be courageous in manifesting the truth to others, even when we may find it difficult. Let us not be afraid to make the sign of the cross in public, or to wear a crucifix, or to come out for the life chain, at the end of September or first weekend in October. Join us for these things. In other words, how do we overcome this inclination that we have? It's really peer pressure. Remember how I said peer pressure is really pressure from within us, causing us to want to conform, to want to be accepted. So at the time of our Lord says, well, go into your room and pray privately so that you won't be worried about what others think, so that you can focus on God. How do we overcome our concern about what others think of us today? In other words, if we're afraid to manifest our faith, to proclaim the truth, we need to proclaim the truth even more. We need to be even more public about our faith. That's how we overcome this desire to want to fit in, this desire to want to be accepted by our peers. Remember what St. Augustine says, that wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it, and right is right, even if nobody is doing it. So let us not go with the flow. Let us not go with the crowd. Let us not just jump on the bandwagon and do what is wrong just because everybody's doing it. No, let us have the courage to stand up for what is right, even if it means that people will point us out and ridicule us and criticize us. We are standing up for the truth. We are doing it out of charity. We're doing it to save souls, and God will amply reward us in this life and in the life to come.